What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today, and we had an absolutely amazing weekend on our hands right here, guys. We are now at all-time highs. I missed yesterday's upload. I'm really sorry about that. I ended up having a bit of like a respiratory issue yesterday, so I honestly felt okay. I was getting real short of breath when I was trying to talk and film a video, so I thought I should probably rest a little bit and rest my lungs or whatever was wrong with me yesterday. I feel a lot better, even though, I still am feeling a little bit of shortness of breath. So if I have to take some deep breaths in today's video, I apologize about that. But the plays were flowing. I didn't have like so many plays that it was like a crazy amount of plays this weekend, but you will see that we cashed a 7.5x, we cashed a 5.5x, we cashed a 4.5x, and we have a lot of other entries that were extremely close. And we have an entry like this one that is actually going on right now. And I'll get into this because this game, it's about to head into game 2, and game 1 already finished. Actually, I'll just say this right now. Skewmon, I think, got 2 kills, and Hansam, I think, got 1 or 2 kills. So they're like both right here. They ended up losing the first game, okay? Now, this team is the better team, so this team will probably end up winning the second game. That's just how it works normally. Normally, if you lose, the better team's going to probably at least win one of the games, right? I'll be very surprised if they don't. So we just needed this guy to pretty much get less than like 8 kills. Same thing with this guy. We need him to get less than like 7 kills, and we'll have another 3-man on our belt right here. This is another setup that we have later today. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be able to go over absolutely everything in today's video as I'm looking over all these hits and stuff. But as you guys know, what do? We do soccer correlation, right? So right here, we take 2 players in soccer to go under together. They both hit under together. In League of Legends, we do the same thing. Sometimes we take guys over together. Sometimes we take guys under together. As you're going to see in some of these very near misses here that I'm going to go over too, or go over a little bit here, we had a play like this that was extremely close. This girl goes over by 1 pass attempt, okay? So that's always a bummer, because it's like literally if you did not have the ball 1 less time this entire game, we could have cashed this also for a 4-man. And then right here as well, this girl goes over by about 3 passes, and or 4 passes, and another one here. And you'll see with League of Legends, we took the overs, and these guys go over together. I actually have some other ones even here that are a little bit smaller, but another one that was very close, and then even another one that was very close here where this guy misses by a couple of kills, all right? So I'm going to delete a couple of these, but just so you guys know, we did get very close to even having a better weekend, but we did have an insanely good weekend. And I just updated this graph, guys. We're up 247 units so far in 2026, which, by the way, puts us back up to all-time highs. And I'm not going to call this weekend like a breakout, because we end up having about, I would say like a 12 to 15 unit weekend right here, which is very strong, if you talk about Friday, Saturday so far. But a very solid weekend. We go back up to all-time highs definitively. If you guys have, followed the past 2 weeks, we've really been in a very tight band of going up and down. We've kind of been to 220 units, and we went to 225, 235, and then we kind of went back down to 225, and then 235 again, and just kind of fluctuated back and forth for the past maybe week and a half in treaded water. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's how betting's going to work sometimes. Sometimes we're going to have, a couple hits and a couple misses, couple hits, couple misses. But we are now officially pretty much at that 250-ish range right here, and we are well on pace to have our 500 unit year, which was my goal at the beginning of this year. And again, going into even these soccer plays, right? And I'm not going to show the correlation, but I'm sure you guys can see that this team right here ended up having less possession than the other team. Why? Because they go under together, okay? Now, if you look at a play like this, which is a play that missed in soccer, I took the unders and the overs hit. So what do you think happened in this game? Well, they ended up having more possession in this game. So this is a really good example of League of Legends correlation hitting together, right? So both of these hit together because these guys end up going under together, and then soccer ends up going over together instead of under together. And this is the correlated strategy that we run, and we are always going to run. We're going to keep running this for till eternity, pretty much, right? This is why it's so amazing if you guys have a year pass or a lifetime pass to my VIP, because I mean you have a whole year ahead of you of profiting on plays exactly like this. I think the one game that I do have pulled up in League of Legends is this game right here. You'll see it's this game. I believe their team name's Disguised versus TL, which is Team Liquid. And as you guys know, I take guys to go under when I think they're going to lose the game. And if you look at these players, Sajed and Kira, you will see that Sajed ends up only getting 3 kills. Kira gets 0 kills in this game because it was 5-21, okay? So this team only gets 5 kills. They're the losing team. This team gets 21 because they're the winning team. If you go to game 2, they perform a little bit better, but it's still 11-32. And I always say the winning team versus the losing team gets about 2 to 3x the amount of kills as the losing team. So the winning team is going to get about 3x the amount of kills as the losing team. And again, you're going to kind of see this throughout these games, right? You're going to see in this game, pretty much same thing, right? Kira 3 kills, Sajed 2 kills. This guy has 10 deaths in this game. That is how bad he did. He had 2 kills, 10 deaths, and you'll see everyone on this side of the screen, the winning team, ends up getting a ton of kills, right? 12 kills, 8 kills, 7 kills, and 5 kills. So literally everyone on Team Liquid goes way over together, and everyone on DSG, on Disguised, goes under together. I believe literally everyone went under. Yeah, it should have been. And then everyone on Team Liquid goes over together. So if there is a better correlated game in League of Legends, there's not, because literally everyone on this team that ends up losing goes under, and then everyone over here goes over, right? So this is as correlated as it gets in League of Legends, and that is why we bet on it, okay? Last thing that I do want to say is that soccer is back in full swing. And what I mean by that is the Spanish League is back, English League is back. I believe the German League is back. So a lot of these leagues are now coming back from their offseason. League MX has been back for about a week or two. What ended up happening is this summer, we obviously have the World Cup. We crushed the World Cup, guys. We go up more than 100 units during the World Cup. And then after the World Cup, a lot of these soccer players and teams go on their offseason. And their offseason isn't like football. It's only like a month and a half. But the World Cup ends, and we really only had like Argentinian League soccer, and then we had women's soccer for a little bit. Just those 2 leagues really for like maybe a couple weeks, and then the MLS started I believe in early or maybe like late July, something like that. I think MLS restarts, and now we have again a lot of these major leagues coming back, which is going to be the Spanish League, the English League, like I said, the German League, and a lot of these major leagues are coming back. And the first kind of round of games did happen for the Spanish League, and you'll see that we already cashed a play right here with Sevilla and Rayo right here, which are La Liga teams in the Spanish League, right? And that's the league that Real Madrid plays in, Barcelona. So we are getting some of these like bigger name teams, again, we can bet on women's soccer, we can bet on MLS, but the more volume, the better. And even if you look at the soccer tab today, I already have a couple of plays out for today's plays in my VIP. There's a ton of soccer going on. I mean, there's like 15 games, because soccer, as you guys know, it happens in like every country around the world, it seems like, and there's like 20 to 30 games going on a day that you guys can bet on, especially during the weekend, which we are obviously going to take advantage of. Okay, guys? So with all that being said, it was a very good weekend for us. Again, I apologize about not making a video yesterday, but I was still sending out plays. We were still cashing. And again, as you guys know, the VIP never sleeps, and I will not try to, miss another upload for you guys again. So let's go to today's pick. It is going to be Brian Wu to go over 4.5 pitching strikeouts on BETR. This is a discount on BETR. BETR has been rocky, right? Again, I have no problem not being transparent about some of these picks, some of these misses on BETR. It's been rocky. I know that you're going to win long-term on BETR though, because of the discounts that they give you. So the other day, I think it was 2 videos ago, I gave out Ariel Adkins to go over, and she misses. And then I took, I forget his name, but it was a guy in Counter-Strike under 19 headshots, and he gets 16. So he hits, the discount misses. And again, at the end of the day, the discount are discounts for a reason, right? They're discounted players, and it takes their hit rate from about 50% to about 70 to 75% over the long term, right? So the fact that this guy's line is 5.5 and now he's discounted down to 4.5, this brings his line to a 50-50 line at 5.5 to probably like a 70-30 line, right? So is it the best thing ever in the world and a guaranteed hit? No, of course not. He could still come out here and only throw for 1 strikeout and get pulled out of the game or something crazy, but this is a discount, and this is a really solid pick on BETR, and they give you about 2 to 3 of these a day on BETR, and they give you about 2 to 3 of these a day on Sleeper, okay? So I need to do better about sending these plays out. We need to hit some of these plays a little bit better, but as you guys know, we've been crushing PrizePicks, and then BETR Sleeper, I always talk about them as more of like our singles, our base hits. And, we just need to get back on track really with some of these hits. And again, you use the discount, so I know that they're EV positive plays, but, sometimes not everything is going to be firing on all cylinders. The second part of this play is going to be Dioko Dam to go under 14 kills in maps 1 through 3. This is in League of Legends, by the way, guys. So a really solid League of Legends pick right here. And I talk about League of Legends a lot, but it's about wins and losses. Okay, so if this guy loses his games, he's going to go under together. If this guy wins his games, he's going to go over. Not together, because there's no correlated here. But again, if he wins, wins, it's going to go over. If he loses, it's going to go under, okay? The best ways to get into the VIP, this is like one of my number one questions I always get asked, is going to be right now with KALSHI and with Sleeper and with NOVIG, okay? So KALSHI, Sleeper, NOVIG, one of the main reasons I like all these apps is because they're available pretty much everywhere, okay? NOVIG, it's available nationwide, so it doesn't matter where you live or anything like that. You should be able to get NOVIG. Use my code detective, put 10 bucks into NOVIG, and you'll get a free 25 bucks. With KALSHI, it's the same thing, code detective. Their bonus is a little bit more complicated, but you pretty much have a chance to get up to $500 in betting on KALSHI. So obviously that is something you should take advantage of. And then on top of that, you'll get 2 months free of the VIP for KALSHI, and you'll get 2 months free of the VIP for NOVIG as well, okay? And the same thing for Sleeper as well, okay? I have a lot of other apps you guys can sign up for too, like Rebet. We already went over BETR, but that's another one you can sign up for. Underdog Fantasy is another one. And I'm sure I have a couple of other apps you guys can sign up for across the board, okay? So let's get into today's pick, guys. There's no NFL today, so we're going to go back to MLB and soccer. Really, honestly, even though we're kind of like in more of a prime time betting angle, at least these next couple of weeks, we're going to start being in like real prime time where we're in college, NFL. I don't want to stray away from these MLB picks because I think we've been doing very well on these MLB hitter fantasy scores. I think we have a very, very good edge on these scores here. So I don't know what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to have a pick with them in every day. I might end up throwing in, my favorite football plays and then my favorite MLB hitter fantasy scores or what there's going to be. But I do think there's a really strong edge on these MLB lines right here, okay? So let's get into why I like this pick here. It's going to be Dominic Canzone to go over 4.5 hitter fantasy score, guys. A couple of things, as I always say with these hitter fantasy scores, I want to see guys that are on a hot streak right now, and I want to see teams that are hot. Now, the Mariners honestly have not been very hot, but Canzone has been, okay? So the past 6 games, he's hit this in 5 of his last 6 games, and even in this game against the Yankees, he does get walked, okay? So every single game that he's played except 2 games, he has gone out there and at least done something, which is another thing that I really look for in these players. And yeah, just a really solid pick right here against the Astros. You'll see that they've played the past 2 nights, and he has gone over this pretty easily in those games, okay? So I think 4.5 is too low for him. I would take this at 4.5 or at 5. If it bumps up to 5.5, then we're getting into a territory where a walk plus a run is not going to get him over that line or push that line. And he pretty much needs 2 hits, runs, RBIs at that point. So I would take it at 4.5 or at 5 only, okay? So that's going to be the first pick in this prize picks entry. And the second pick, or the second and third pick, but I always think about them as just one pick together, is going to be 2 of these girls on the Houston Dash, which is a women's soccer team. And they're facing the Courage here. I think they're the San Diego Courage? No, they're the Wave. I don't know what team the Courage is actually, but you do have the Houston Dash here, and you have these 2 girls on the same team. You have Avery Patterson, who plays right here, and then you have Kalinki, I believe is how you say that name right there. So they both play right here, and again, because they're on the same team, if they end up having a lot of possession, what do you think is going to happen in that game? Well, they're going to have a lot of passes, and if they have a lot of passes, they're going to have a lot of passes to each other, right? We've all watched a soccer game at some point. If Houston Dash right here as a team, I'll just put them as Dash right here. If they end up having a lot of possession, then every one of these girls will probably have a lot of passes because they're going to have the ball a lot. If they do not have a lot of possession, then all of these girls, it doesn't matter who you are, is probably not going to have a lot of possession. So if the Dash have the ball, it might go here, and then she might pass it over here, and then she might pass it over here, and then back, and then here, and then here. And these girls are just going to constantly be passing and passing and passing to each other, right? Again, you don't have to be a rocket science to understand this because this is how soccer works. 95, 99% of soccer is just passing and passing and passing. It doesn't matter whether you're playing in, the Spanish league, whether you're playing in women's soccer, whether you're playing in the MLS, whether you're playing in the Argentina league, in the World Cup. It doesn't matter. It is soccer, and how soccer works is a lot of passing happens if you have the ball a lot, and not much passing is going to happen if you do not have the ball, okay? So we are hoping for one thing instead of 2 separate things needing to happen. A lot of how people bet nowadays or on PrizePicks, which the complete wrong way to bet, is they'll take a NFL player with an MLB player with a WNBA player with an MLB player, right? And they'll take all of these random players together, and they make no sense together because one's playing in an MLB game, one's playing in an NBA game, one's playing an NFL game, and it makes no sense. But right here, we only need one thing to go right for us. we need the dash to have a lot of possession. And that does happen, then both these girls should go over together. Now, does this happen 100% of the time? Of course not, right? Things happen. People can get injured. People can have off games, or they just are not really involved in the team or whatnot. But most of the time, if the dash has a lot of possession, both these girls will go over. And if the dash does not have much possession, both these girls will likely go under. And you'll probably see this entry going red together, right? And that's why I talk about a lot of the misses just as I talk about as much as the hits, because some of the misses like this, for example, and I think this is a couple of days ago, but some of the misses here are, just as important as talking about some of the hits, right? Just like this, because correlation can be hitting together or it can be missing together when I take some of the wrong the wrong ways on which these players go. Okay, so I'm going to go and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys know where to find me. My number is everywhere on the screen. I will say this is going to be one of the last days, and I'm going to be doing this football season pass with profit guarantee for $150. Guys, this is the lowest price it's going to be. And I will say, the earlier you get this, the better, because I've had guys just this past weekend, just this past week, whatever it is, already pay off this pass with the PrizePicks plays. You guys saw that we're now at all-time highs. So you could have got this pass a couple weeks ago, been up to all-time highs, paid this pass off already, and now you have the whole season in front of you where you are pretty much just working with house money at that point, right? So again, it's not with everyone. Not everyone has paid off this pass, but slowly, the $20 bettors maybe have already paid off this pass. Then slowly the $15 bettors have paid off this pass. Then the 10, then the 5, and now we're getting to a point where the $2 sports bettors by mid-September or October had already paid this pass off, and they're going to get all the rest of the season, and they're going to get up until the playoffs, and they're going to get the Super Bowl, and they were just working with house money for all that time. Okay, so you will make this money back. I mean, it is guaranteed that you're going to profit. So if you don't profit, then I'll give you your money back at the end of the season. But of course, you're going to profit, okay? I've had people 20, 30x a pass like this in the prior years. So get this locked in, guys. Again, I'm not going to be running this for very much longer. I want this to kind of be like an early bird special, right? We're in the preseason right now. Not a lot of people are thinking about, week 1 of NFL, week 1 of college football. A lot of people are still kind of in that off-season mode. If you're really with me, you're going to get this early bird pass, $150 for my football season, and you guys are going to lock in for the entire season with me. And again, this is going to be all of my plays. That'll be the first link in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.